Now you can use tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush or various other tools to kind of analyse what the competition are doing when it comes to backlinks, and you'll probably very often see that there will be an element of PBNs out there that you effectively want to try and replicate. So how many do you need? You know, that is entirely up to your strategy and what you're going to be doing. One, when you build a PBN out, do you build links to that PBN? If so, it's going to rank. Are you monetizing it? So you need to plan out your PBNs. Now, effectively, there's no point in just putting up an expired domain name with the old content and linking out. It'll eventually die. So you want that PBN to become a bit more of an asset, and you want to see what other people are doing with their websites. Now, Nigel Farage MEP could potentially be a PBN. Now, it's a website of mine that I bought. It was an expired domain name belonging to a well-known politician. Now, in terms of how it looks exactly the same as it did when the guy had the website. I have put up the pages exactly as they were. I have added to the content, just putting on a whole load of garbage on here, and that's also fine, just to get freshness of content and stuff like that on there. Now, on top of that, you could argue, what would I be doing with a website? It gets around about 7,100 hits per month at the moment, according to Ahrefs. We know it will be significantly higher. Now, what can I do to monetize that? Now, my hands are tied, but this is just to give you an idea. My hands are tied because it's a well-known politician, but he has some books out there, and if you click on them, it goes to my Amazon affiliate link, so I can actually make money through that particular website. Now, on top of that, I could also have a whole bunch of AdSense on there. I could sell links on it, and I could have a whole bunch of other Amazon and other links on there to be able to monetize the PBN. That way, it would make it worth my while adding more content, building more links and everything else. So you need to plan out the strategy with your PBN. There's no point in not thinking about it. Secondly, you know, how aggressive or how much risk are you going to take with these assets when you're building links to them? Are you paying for those links? Are you using automation? Are you using black hat techniques? Most people will be using black hat techniques. So you need to plan out the PBN process. One, you need to figure out a budget. How much are you prepared to spend on a PBN? Now, when you think about a PBN, you've got to pay for the expired domain name or auction domain name. You've got to pay for hosting. You've got to pay to get some content on there. You're going to have to pay someone to come up with some kind of template or do it yourself. So there are costs to a PBN. It's probably going to cost you something around about $300 or $400 for everything combined to have one website up there. And there's obviously ongoing costs for hosting, more content, more links, and so on. So you need to plan out what are you trying to achieve. Now, going back to the likes of Ahrefs, you want to see what links your competition have got, and that is effectively what you're trying to replicate. So if you see a competitor with a whole bunch of PBNs that you know you've no chance of getting a link on, then you're going to have to build your own assets. It's as simple as that. And from there, you're going to have to figure out the number of assets that you're going to need. Now, because someone's got 20 PBNs doesn't exactly mean you need 20. You could build 10 really good PBNs and you could power them up with tiered link building techniques, some guest posts and all that kind of stuff, and do a much better job. So it's not always about quantity, it's about the quality of the work. So don't always think you have to have 50 or 100 PBNs. Try and work smart, try and get the PBNs to pay for themselves, and try and get as much power into those PBNs as you possibly can so that you can distribute that to wherever you want to go. So just think about the planning phase. And if you do come up with, I've got $300 per month to build a PBN, then you can say, well, I'm not going to pay any more than $75 for a domain name. I'm not going to pay any more than this for content. I'm not going to pay any more than this for a build. and then you can systemize and scale that up relatively quickly. And I'm going to go on and show you in the other videos how you go about doing that.